have to paint it. And yeah, that's basically it. Gotta run the kick down. Alright, so next up is these Lokar throttle cable, which I love, man. I put these on every old school build I've ever done. So they're hella dope. You can actually put them on Hondas too, but that's not like a big thing in the Honda world. So I need to make a bracket. Like OG McGriffin or McGruff, another dude on YouTube was mentioning, there's a company, GPP I think it is, I forgot what it is. I bought my cam kit from them. Good company. They make a bracket for the Trailblazer SS intake, and it just has two little hang-offs, one for the throttle and then one, I think it's really for cruise control, but I need two, one for throttle obviously, and then one for my kickdown. And I love their billet setups they have. This is for something completely different. I think it's like a, yeah, tune port. So it'll basically be like so. I think it'll look super dope and hella like just different, you know? Like, I'm not a fan of being the same as everybody else, as you probably figured it out by now. So you pull the wire out of the sheathing, gotta fish it through here. Like so. Because if you put the pin on these, if you put take this pin out and put it on here, it'll put a weird angle at it on it. So I will end up switching my pedals in the future, so that's not that big of a deal. And I've ran all mine like this and no problem. So it gives an even straight pull, it doesn't bind. So yeah, if you know a better way, let me know. Then you fish the wire through the cable. Put a washer. There should be two washers because ours are square holes. If you use any of those other holes, it's off at an angle, trust me. So put a washer in, feed it through. So this is a really important part. Figure out how you want to route this. Keep in mind you don't want it to bind. So I'm not really worried about the cable length right now. You're worried about the sheathing length. So you're gonna have to mark it off, figure out your mount. That's why I'm not doing this yet. Your mount has to be set to where it's gonna be. Then once you have the mount set, then you brown your lines. It's a PTFE line steel braided hose, so it's not that serious if you do want to put crazy bends in it. But yeah, just don't make it difficult on yourself. Make sure your bracket is exactly how you want it, which mine is not yet. Then you're gonna pull this back out. You're gonna mark this with tape. I mean, I really use duct tape, bro, because this is steel braided. Then it's gonna like everywhere. That little bit of electrical tape ain't gonna do shit. Cut it to length. You're gonna slide this little tube back on, and then you're gonna worry about cutting this after you mount it up. So let me finish this up, and then we will get to cutting the line. Okay, so I finished up this bracket. I just had to trim the back of it a little bit and make a mounting tab for this hole. So how it's gonna sit is like so. So it'll come out like that. It's gonna be mounted up there like so. And then I'll have the kick down come out from the second hole. Alright, so I ended up routing the cable way extra because I'm gonna run a Holley high ram, so the throttle body ends up being like way up here. So I'm gonna need extra room. So I don't want to cut any because I don't want to have to buy another one, and it doesn't really matter too much. It's PTFE lined anyways and stainless cable, so it'll take a lot to wear that out. So basically what I did was hold this up to where I want it, line up this cable so that when it's being pulled and put in and out, it's not off at an angle in there, so it's not rubbing up against like that, you know, like it's not cockeyed like this and rubbing. So you want to center that hole as much as you can. This cylinder spins so I can move it and cockeye it and stuff, you know, so it's not that serious. And then this threads in and out of this shaft, so you have adjustment. So you just hold it up, mark where you need to drill, and then drill your holes. Alright, so we are finished. Well, partially finished. So do as I say, not as I do, I think is what old people say. You can make this way nicer. This cable has hella extra line on it. You see, I had marked it. I was going to cut it here to make it nice and, you know, as minimal as possible. But I'm going to run a Holly high ram in the future once I get heads. So I didn't want to have to buy a new cable. You don't really want to do that many bends because it'll wear over time. I don't plan on running this intake for too long. I don't plan on running it NA for too long. So basically, yeah, this is it. So it's on. This will have nuts on it. These will be painted. I'll show a picture, or I might do another video in here, but yeah, so I had to drill this out and chamfer out the back inside. Not this I just hit it with the drill on accident and took a little bit of the coating off, but so that this can fit through. The hole wasn't big enough. So the throttle actuates pretty good, perfectly actually. I tested it. My lady came and checked, make sure it didn't have any play. So you sit in the car, hit the gas, and then have whoever's in here, as you hit the gas, push up on that blade to make sure that there's no, it's not working all the way. It's not cycling all the way through. Have to paint it. And yeah, that's basically it. Gotta run the kick down. Kick down will come through here, mount to somewhere over here. I haven't really decided yet. I might move this down lower, or I might just use this hole or make another hole. I'm not sure yet. So yep, that's basically it. So back to it.